breaking updates, very important. There's a reason why the public has shifted from being a little skeptical of Justin Baldoni to basically just rooting outright for Justin Baldoni at this point. If you can't avoid this movie, you absolutely should, because it's absolute trash. I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid.
They're very different people, although Wade Wilson is, in fact, what I love about this version is that Wade Wilson is still incredibly mouthy. You'll definitely get some of that, you know,
Right.
You get some of that acerbic kind of.
By attacking him and trying to wreck him, because she apparently was at one point in a room with her, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift trying to bully Justin Baldoni to make changes to the script for this movie.
Particularly a part about Ryan Reynolds, but let's go through, I can sort of summarize and tell you some insight as to what this all means.
She apparently was at one point in a room with her, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift trying to bully Justin Baldoni to make changes to the script for this movie.
Ben Shapiro didn't just dislike Deadpool and Wolverine, he tore it apart with a scathing critique that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Shapiro, never one to hold back, slammed Ryan Reynolds' signature comedic style as stale, repetitive, and a desperate attempt to cling to a formula that had long lost its spark. In his brutal review, Shapiro accused Reynolds of turning the superhero blockbuster into a bloated vanity project, overloaded with tired jokes and exhausting fourth-wall-breaking antics. Some people like this movie. Some people are stupid, Shapiro sneered, igniting a firestorm online. Fans were quick to take sides. Some defended Reynolds as a comedic genius, arguing that his sharp wit was exactly what kept modern Hollywood funny. Others reluctantly admitted that Shapiro had a point. Reynolds was relying on the same shtick, over and over. But the real bombshell came when fans began to wonder if Deadpool and Wolverine contained something even more shocking, a calculated shot at director Justin Baldoni. Enter Nicepool, a seemingly innocuous new character that viewers couldn't help but notice looked a little too familiar. From the soft-spoken demeanor to the awkward mannerisms, Nicepool seemed like a suspiciously clear parody of Baldoni. As whispers turned to theories, the internet erupted with speculation that Reynolds had used his biggest film of the year to mock Baldoni for a behind-the-scenes power struggle that no one knew was brewing.
It's time for a thing I hate that is actually attached to the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni situation. I had the misfortune of being on a plane and looking for a movie to watch and settling on Deadpool versus Wolverine. I know some people like this movie. Some people are stupid. This movie has now also become rather notorious because there's a character called Nicepool, who apparently is a spoof of Justin Baldoni. He's actually maybe the only character I kind of thought was hilarious in Deadpool versus Wolverine, was Justin Baldoni's character, apparently. He ends up being killed, of course, and in a rather gruesome fashion. I thought that was actually maybe the only funny part of the movie. On the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni saga, it turns out that Blake Lively was caught on tape talking about how she manipulates people around her in order to take control of the movies upon which she works. Oops! Don't do criming on tape. Criming on tape is stupid and bad, and don't do it.
It's just as important to say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the in the room? Like, what is happening here? I would show up on a set. I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that like that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was like, it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like, I don't want to just like be an actor. Like I want to, I want to have more authorship.
And then she did exactly that to Justin Baldoni, apparently. Oops! That turns out to be a bad tactic. As I've said before, my first advice as a lawyer to all possible clients, it's not a crime to do this, but it does make it look a little suspicious that you are using exactly these tactics against Justin Baldoni, apparently.
The story goes that Baldoni had clashed with Reynolds over creative control during the development of a major project. Reports claim that Reynolds and his wife, Blake Lively, pressured Baldoni into changing the tone and direction of the film, pushing for a lighter, more comedic touch that aligned with Reynolds' trademark style. Baldoni, known for his emotionally charged storytelling, reportedly resisted, unwilling to compromise his vision. What followed was a tense confrontation behind closed doors, with sources claiming Baldoni found himself cornered in a room with Reynolds and Lively, both determined to push their ideas through. According to insiders, it was more than just creative input, it was overwhelming pressure from two of the industry's most powerful names. Baldoni reportedly held firm, determined to protect his vision from being steamrolled. But as rumors suggest, Reynolds may not have taken that defiance lightly. In what some are calling an act of pettiness on a blockbuster scale, Reynolds allegedly used Deadpool and Wolverine as a way to mock Baldoni on screen. Nice Pool became the smoking gun for fans convinced this feud had escalated far beyond creative differences. The resemblance was too obvious, the mannerisms too on point. It wasn't just an inside joke, it was a public dig aimed at humiliating a director who refused to fall in line. Reynolds, famously known for sneaking industry jabs and private jokes into his films, refused to comment on the speculation. But his silence only fueled the rumors further. After all, if Nice Pool wasn't meant to be a parody of Baldoni, why wouldn't Reynolds simply deny it? Meanwhile, Baldoni has maintained an eerie silence of his own, refusing to speak out about the controversy. But insiders suggest that Baldoni may be playing the long game, hoping to maintain his professional reputation while quietly navigating the fallout. The controversy has cast a shadow over Reynolds' once golden image. While his blend of sarcasm, charm, and chaotic humor once made him one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, critics are now questioning whether he's veered too far into self-indulgence. Has Reynolds crossed the line from beloved entertainer to a domineering Hollywood powerhouse, determined to control every project he touches?
Meanwhile, over the weekend, SNL did its 50th anniversary tribute, and there was one moment that seemed to stand out. That was a moment where Tina Fey and Amy Poehler called out Ryan Reynolds in the audience.
I have a question.
Oh, hey, Ryan Reynolds. Hey. Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Joking about how you and your wife essentially tried to leverage by accusing him of sexual harassment is not amazing. I think it's going to do serious career damage to Ryan Reynolds, and by the evidence, it probably should.
Ryan Reynolds actually has a book that is published. It's not, like, he didn't write the book, but essentially, and this is some Comic-Con stuff, guys, like literally, like if you're deep into Marvel Universe or DC Universe, you may know about these things. They sit down with these characters and the people that created them, and they ask them questions. I'm going to read you directly what Ryan had to say when they sat down with him to discuss Nice Pool. In one respect, Nice Pool is everything Deadpool wishes he was. You know, easy, breezy, gorgeous, hair, normal face, gold-plated 50 caliber Desert Eagle pistols, and this beautiful suit. But the thing that Deadpool is most covetous of is, of course, Dogpool. He is saying, now that we understand what this character was created for, who I want to be is Justin Baldoni. One thing that Deadpool is the most coveted of is, of course, Dogpool. We know that Dogpool is Blake Lively. Plant this seed early, that he's a little fake spiritual, but he also may be the kind of piece of shit. It just allows us to not feel too bad about taking his life brutally. End quote. Okay, like this is so creepy. So creepy. We created this character so that I could kill him. Ryan was living out his fantasy of killing Justin Baldoni via the movie Deadpool.
Blake Lively's involvement only complicates things further. An old audio clip resurfaced in which Lively openly discussed her need to have creative control over her projects. "I'm not just an actress," she claimed. "I'm a storyteller. I need to have a say in how things are written, how they're shot, how they're shaped." What once seemed like a statement of empowerment now reads like confirmation that Lively may have pushed too hard to steer Baldoni's project in a direction he didn't want to go. The fallout has been intense. Reynolds' refusal to address the Nice Pool allegations has led some fans to question his integrity, while others see the move as proof that Reynolds is becoming a dominating force behind the camera, one willing to weaponize his influence in Hollywood to get his way. For Baldoni, the silence may be strategic. By staying quiet, he may be avoiding further conflict with Reynolds, Lively, or their powerful circle of industry allies. But as this scandal continues to gain traction, the question remains, is Baldoni quietly licking his wounds, or is he preparing to reveal the full truth about what really happened behind the scenes?
Justin Baldoni has released behind-the-scenes footage that sheds light on the conflict with Blake Lively. Justin's attorney, Brian Friedman, released a video to TMZ in an effort to refute some of the claims Blake made in the SH complaint against her director co-star. In the footage, we see Blake and Justin filming a dialogue-free scene with both speaking out of character.
It's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you something else.
Oh, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
Lawyers for Blake Lively have fired back, saying that every frame of the released footage corroborates to the letter what the actress included in her lawsuit about the scene. In his lawsuit, Justin mentions Blake mocking the size of his nose. In the video, both can be seen making jokes about his nose, including Blake referencing plastic surgery.
Shut down, we've got to call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then,
Cut.
just kidding.
No, it's true. That's why we hired Jenny Slate, too. Our noses are...
Sources close to Justin Baldoni say his team believes this video completely disproves Blake's claim. His lawyers saying Justin Baldoni and team has nothing to hide, and this once more proves this.
With the controversy swirling and fans divided, the bigger question now is what this all means for Reynolds' career. While he remains one of Hollywood's biggest box office draws, the backlash over Deadpool and Wolverine has raised concerns that his formula may be wearing thin. Has Reynolds relied too heavily on his signature brand of comedy? And if the nice pool character really was a calculated jab at Baldoni, has Reynolds risked tarnishing his reputation for good? The potential fallout doesn't end there. Insiders have started whispering that other directors may now be wary of working with Reynolds, fearing they could become the next punchline in one of his films. Could this controversy mark the beginning of Reynolds' downfall in Hollywood? Is his comedic empire beginning to crumble under the weight of his own ego? Meanwhile, Baldoni's quiet stance has started to earn him unexpected support. While some fans initially brushed him off as an overreaching director unwilling to compromise, others now view him as a victim of Hollywood's toxic power struggles. As rumors of his alleged mistreatment spread, Baldoni's reputation as a director who values artistic integrity is quietly gaining traction. Then there's the question of Blake Lively's career. While she has built a respected name for herself as both an actress and a creative force, her involvement in the Baldoni controversy may come back to haunt her. Will directors and producers begin to see her as a controlling presence rather than a collaborative partner? One thing is clear, this isn't over. As fans dissect every frame of Deadpool and Wolverine, and the industry whispers continue to grow louder, the fallout from this power struggle may leave a mark that no amount of sarcastic one-liners can erase. Whether Reynolds, Lively, or Baldoni finally breaks their silence remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, this Hollywood feud has only just begun.
She apparently was at one point in a room with her, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift trying to bully Justin Baldoni to make changes to the script for this movie. I think this is going to do serious career damage to Ryan Reynolds, and by the evidence, it probably should.